Hello everyone, and welcome again to another episode of Extinct Bricks Originals! And for this very special episode, we will be featuring the LEGO costume Jurassic Park Chaos Effect, Paradeinonychus. But before we continue on with this video, I'd like to say thanks to youtube.com audio library for this awesome background music. Please also like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell. For you to be able to support my channel, please do not skip on all the ads on all my videos. Thanks everyone! You may also like to follow me on all my social media platforms. We have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and in LYKA. It is there where I will be posting some of my exclusive photos as well as my video clips. Thanks everyone, I'll see you there! And here are the Guess SPECIE contest winners! Let's start with the lucky picks. Here they are! Ethan Weiler, Churhara, Dawson PA, Santiago Quintanero, Dino Expert, Aiden Stevenson, Crab, Sciencesaurus, Malachi Crabs, and Parkersaurus. Congratulations everyone! And now for our top 10 winners! Mechanic Tiger, Valen, Miles Phillip, Eric Morgan Valiant. Let's get groovy! Spino Guys, Spinosaur Slasher, Revenue, Mandy Amar, Jacktastic, and Maximum Power. Congratulations everyone! And I'll see you on the next Guess SPECIE contest! And for those of you who would like to join, here is how! Just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and it will lead you to the Extinct Bricks homepage. And in the homepage, just click on the community link and there you'll see all my posts. All hell break loose, it's Chaos Effect time! Alright, so let's move on with the making of the Paradeinonychus. Alright, so I actually started off with kit bashing, and here you see some of the parts from the Indoraptor as well as parts from a regular raptor that you have here that I use as the crest for the Paradeinonychus. The same parts were actually used for the end of the tail because I won't be using a long tail anyways. The Paradeinonychus actually has a part of a tail. So I just mix here some clay and then I'm putting it on the areas where we need some bulking up, including the head as well as that of the neck. The arms will also have some clay that I need to put on as well because the angles of the claws are actually changed as well. The Paradeinonychus, some hair from Asher. Well, continuing on, the Paradeinonychus actually has this slope back to it, so I'm also putting some clay there as well. The muzzle of the Paradeinonychus is similar to that of the Parasaurolophus. So we are recreating that by placing some clay on top of its nose and also on its snout. The aim here is actually to have a similar nose that of the Parasaurolophus, a duck-billed dinosaur. And now that I've used up most of my clay now, I'm just adding several more details such as that of the loops or the cheeks of this particular dinosaur or hybrid. And after the sculpting, wet sanding, and primering, here is how it looks like. For those of you who'd like to ask, oops, What I'm using for the paint for the primer is actually number 68 Bosnian Gray. Now before I begin actually with the painting, I usually look for references. And this time I've got this one, the original toy from Kenner. This is the Paradeinonychus chaos effect that I've searched on several pictures of it, and I will be using these for my references when I'm doing the painting on this one. Alright, so let's start with the basic colors. First we have the yellow. I mix it up with a little bit of white so that it will look a little bit, not too yellow, not too canary, or not too tweedy in my taste. I'll be painting this on most parts of where the color yellow is actually. I don't have to color the parts where it is, other than the yellow parts. So some parts of the head as well as that of the underbelly, and then of course the sides of the body, the arms as well as that of the legs, and even the tail. Yellow is a difficult color to work with, but with several coats for this one, it will look pristine and also, blended all over. Now for the underbelly, I wanted it to have a little bit of gradient to it, so I mix a little bit more white on the color yellow that I'm using for the body, and then applied it on the bottom part of this figure. Okay, so the next basic color will be the purple. It's simple guys, you just mix a little bit of blue, red, and then white. And then slather it all over your figure. Oh, well, not all over, but on all parts that you need them to be. Alright? Okay, so the Paradeinonychus will have the purple colors on its back as well as that of the neck. It will have a certain striping to it, but not so much, so that it will still look like that of a Parasaurolophus. I will be adding several more definitions to these because, the actual toy for Kenner will just have like 3 or 4 patterns to it, so I'm doing this a little bit more extinct style. So the thighs for this will also have this certain pattern, so I'm also using the same purple here. So before we go with the black, I wanted to pattern or at least outline the eyes of the Paradeinonychus with this light blue. I mixed turquoise as well as some regular blues with it, and then came up with this color. This color is applied on the head part, but it also extends on the lower jaw as well. It will have a rough shape of an inverted triangle. And once the blue triangle has dried, I'm ready for the black parts of this figure. This actually defines the figure in so many ways, so I'm really excited to do this. This is just pure black and I didn't mix any colors with it because the actual figure is just simple black. The purple colors on the body is actually outlined with black colors, so I'm using my finest pen here or my finest brush to outline these markings on its sides. I just have to have some more coloring details because just yellow won't cut it. So I'm adding several more details on the feet, adding several scales to it as well as that of the hands and also the sides of this particular figure. As with the Kenner toy, I just had to add several details such as these scars on this particular custom of mine. Well, that's it for the making of this figure. Let's now move on to my favorite part of this video, assembrix. You can do it and let's bolt in. Hello everyone, let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 parts to it. Let's start with the head. Let's connect the lower jaw. Let's connect this to the body. There you go, up and down. Let's connect the hands to the arms. I have the right one. Oh, I mean the left one and then the right one. Let's attach the right arm first. And then the left. Now let's attach the legs. Let's start again with the right and then the left. And then the last piece for this figure would be the tail. And there you have it. My LEGO custom Paradeinonychus chaos effect. Let's now move on with a closer look. Hello again everyone. My Paradeinonychus is in its enclosure and Usher here is enjoying the view from a safe distance. Well, I don't know if it's that distant, but hey, I think it's safe. Well, moving on, this particular costume is actually based off from the Kenner toy line Paradeinonychus of Chaos Effect. I have also looked into several, fan arts for this particular figure, and I am also inspired by their art as well. Well, let's take up this particular setup so we can start with the closer look. And Usher is really excited for this one because he really loves hybrids and in particular all the customs that I'm making for the Chaos Effect line. And this is just one of his more favorite hybrids from that aside from the Ultimasaurus of course. He'll be back later for some size comparisons, but for now let us have this closer look on the Paradeinonychus. Color wise, you can see that most of the head has this black and also yellowish background to it and of course some blue colors. The body is mostly yellow with, colors of purple on it. The claws are black. And then you'll have here on the end of the tail is a stud connector, which is colored in white, symbolizing that of a bone. On the other side or the left side of this particular figure, you'll have here several scars on the neck as well as that of the thighs. It also has a 3x2 studs on its back as well. As for articulation, it can actually open its mouth to this degree and move its head up and down, and you can also twist it as well. The arms and the hands can be moved, twisted, as well as that of the legs and also the tail. And that's about it for our closer look. We can now move on with the next portion of this video. It's time for us to have some size comparisons. For the size comparisons, I'm bringing back here Usher. Come here, boy. Oh, there you go. And you can see here that comparing the size of this minifigure with that of the Paradeinonychus, it's very much similar to what I envisioned the Paradeinonychus to be like in terms of size. Here's a photo or an image from Hellraptor's Paradeinonychus. I think it's just about the same size or the right size for this one. So thanks Usher for that. Now it's time to move on with the size comparisons with other creatures that I have. This is the extinct Rex Compsognathus. This is also a hybrid that is also from the Chaos Effect line. And comparing it with the size of this Paradeinonychus, I think it's pretty much the similar size. The Compsognathus is not that very large of a creature, but I think it is just a little bit smaller than that of a minifigure. So there you have it, our Compsognathus. Well, there are other hybrids that I also would like to include here, not just the Chaos Effect line. Here's the Spinoraptor. I think the Spinoraptor is a cool hybrid. It looks very similar to that of the Siamosaurus, maybe the smaller Spinosaurids that we have, but only with sickle claws in it. Well, that is it for our Spinoraptor. We can now move on with the next one. One of my favorite customs so far as per hybrid coloration. This is the Extinct Rex Carnoraptor. Now the way I actually colored this Spinoraptor is very much the same as that of the Spinoraptor from Jurassic World the game. It is a level 40 hybrid, and oops, I think it's very strong. He even knocked down the Paradeinonychus here. Well, yeah, this is the Carnoraptor for you guys. Well, moving on to the next would of course be this giant Ultimasaurus. Now this particular hybrid of course is one of my favorites. It has so many articulations in it. It actually has this removable back on its armor. It has this opposable thumb, and also the fingers on the claws can even move. And you can see also that the sickle claws on its legs are actually movable as well. Well, nonetheless, I think the Ultimasaurus is the reason why the Paradeinonychus is missing half of its tail. What do you guys think? Before our Ultimasaurus says goodbye, let's have a little bit of closer look on this one as well. The amount of detail I put into this one, Oh gosh. Well, anyways, let's move on to the Extinct Breaks roll call. But before that, I'd like to hear from you guys as well. If you have any suggestions of hybrids or any of the Chaos Effect toys that you'd like to see here, you may also, comment below. Don't be shy, guys. Asher would also like to say that all of these creatures that you see here are available in the Extinct Breaks playlist, so if you haven't seen them yet, please do check it out. Well, let's start with the SPECIE roll call right now. Comstagnatus, Spinoraptor, Carnoraptor, Ultimosaurus, and of course the star of the show here, our Paradeinonychus. Well, it's almost end of the video, so let's have some last looks on the Paradeinonychus. This Paradeinonychus is also known as the Near Terrible Claw. It is a hybrid dinosaur created as part of the Chaos Effect series. It is a cross between the Parasaurolophus and the Deinonychus. It combines the powerful legs and the body of a Parasaurolophus with the little claws and the teeth of the Deinonychus. It is said to grow to a length of 19 feet and would weigh around 2.1 tons. Uh-oh, Dr. Wu is up to no good. Usher, be careful! Well, that about ends our video on the Paradeinonychus. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget, our babies Moira and Usher has their own vlog now, The Adventures of Moira and Usher. Please watch their videos and support their channel as well by subscribing. And as we always would say here, let your inner dino brick roar! Thanks everyone and goodbye!